Hey guys, I'm back with the fourth and final project share video for March. Originally this was going to be two separate videos, but the one stack of projects is kind of small, so I figured I'd just shove it in with the other stack. I was going to do one that was showing you stuff that I've made with a variety of different stuff from my stash, not just anything specific. And then I also have a number of stuff that I know is from a Bo Bunny paper pad. This was back when I was stupid and I broke paper pads up that were coordinating. So I'm pretty sure I know which papers are Bo Bunny. So I was going to do a separate Bo Bunny video, and then I'm like, no, there's not enough stuff in it. So I'll show you the specific Bo Bunny stuff first, and then I will show you all the other stuff that I made. And there's quite a bit, so get a snack. So first up we have this card. I think most of my card bases are again just homemade with just Michael's cardstock as opposed to pre-made card bases. I really loved this pink paper with the flowers, and there's a little bit of newsprint on it. You may or may not be able to tell on camera. But then I ended up wasting a bunch of it by doing something wrong, and I'll show you that later. Not the wrong part, but like the paper that I ended up wasting. So I ended up only making one card that was fully this paper, and then this journaling card from my stash I thought fit really well with it, and I just embellished it with some gems from my stash, not gems, these metallic stickers from my stash, and then some of these Chamel shiny enamel dot things. I made two of these cards. Again, the background paper is Bo Bunny, and then I just put these journaling cards in, and then I wanted to sort of cover up this journaling spot, so I ended up using some of the 80 gazillion punch-out butterflies that came in that DCWV butterfly pad that we got at Dollarama. I gave away a bunch of them to Stacey's stash because she couldn't find them and she loves butterflies. I gave probably close to half of what I had to her because there were so many, and I still have 8 million of them, and I haven't used any yet, so it was nice to use some of these. I sort of layered them. I don't know if you can really see that, probably on this one. I have the plain ones underneath the glitter ones, and the glitter one underneath the plain one, and then I just folded up the wings, which is not my idea. Actually, they have something similar to this on the cover of the paper pad. And I thought it worked as sort of like a homemade embellishment, and just gave some dimension to the card, and also broke up this journaling spot so it doesn't look quite so obviously this is a journaling card. And then I stuck some of those Chamel hearts just in the corner there. I made a pair of these very simple encouragement cards just using some Bo Bunny paper in the background. Again, it's just sort of pretty. It's a rainbow with like a newsprint on it, on and off. And then I just had these two journaling cards that I thought went really well with the whole rainbow theme, so I stuck those on there. This was another failed experiment, or failed in my mind, to try and use up these brads that I got in the Let's Celebrate collection. The paper again in the background is Bo Bunny, and these are just journaling cards that I had. I stuck them on black card bases, and then I put the brads in the corners here, and then in the other corners I just put pearls and threw some pearls in the bottom. I think it would look not too bad if I was any good at using brads. Again, I felt like trying to lay it down, which is making the corners stick up, so I have, again, the base on foam tape, and I don't really love how that looks. So, again, maybe it looks better to other people, but to me, I just see all the little imperfections, and I don't like how they look. But again, I tried. I wanted to use the brads. I just am not good at using brads. And again, I have two more just simple encouragement cards with Bo Bunny paper in the back, and then some journaling cards and adhesive pearls on top. And then, because I'm sure you're not sick of them yet, some more strips and circles. Again, just using up scraps. And we have the two rainbow editions and the turquoise edition. Now this is where I started to run into some trouble with this paper. I had this one sticker from the March SCT sampler kit, and I didn't think it really fit on any of the cards I was making. So I was like, wait, I could make a gift card holder and stick it on that. And I thought that this paper went pretty well with this sticker, so I'm like, okay, I'll make a gift card holder. And so I was looking for tutorials online on YouTube. I found a tutorial, and I really liked how they looked, but I kept screwing up the score lines or the cuts. I just cut the wrong way or score the wrong way. So I only ended up making two, and this is how I wasted this paper. The first thing I did with this paper was trying to make gift card holders, and so I ended up using up like 2 out of 3 of the sheets to make the gift card holder. I do think it is kind of cute. It's kind of rough around the edges though. I didn't quite do it right, but then you can see like there's the back with the little corner and it's sticking up, and didn't work out the way I wanted it to. Not awful, but not great. And then I made another one in that same style with this paper, And I just put washi across it to kind of break up the design, because that's something I need to get better at. Like I mentioned, I'm trying to get better at using my stamps. I need to start getting better at using my washi. When I'm using my bullet journal, I use my washi all the time, but just in my bullet journal, I don't use it for crafting. I got 3 rolls of washi when I got that Let's Celebrate collection. I didn't touch it. I kept trying to, but it just didn't work out, so I need to start using washi more. So yeah, I just put some across the front there, and then stick a sticker on top. And then again, there's the back there. And I do like this design, but like I said, I kept screwing up when I was trying to make them. And then it occurred to me, dummy, you have an envelope punch board. I bet you there's a gift card design on there. Sure enough, there is. So I used some of the paper to make some different gift card holders. So I made 3 in this style. 2 rainbow and a turquoise. And it's just literally just an envelope, but it's tiny, and a gift card will fit in it. And then I just stuck some leftover birthday stickers that I was trying to use up. And then again with this one, I put some washi on it, just to break up the plainness of the design. And then you can see the washi on the side there. And then the last strictly bow body items were just these bookmarks, because I had a lot of little strips left over, specifically of the rainbow paper, which I just kept together, obviously. I think I used some other strips of the pink ones and bookmarks you've seen earlier. And now I'll show you the stuff I made with a variety of different manufacturers that I don't know the names of, because I have a lot of stuff in my stash. So first up, I have these cards that I made with a bunch of different stuff. There's the cardstock from Michaels. Again, it's a very dark red, so the inside has white cardstock in it. And then I used the red paper with the wood grain on it that we got at Dollar Tree. And then I originally was just going to use the red paper and then just stick these journaling cards on it, but it just felt too bland. And then I remembered I had this gold glitter sticker paper that I got at Dollarama that I hadn't used yet. And it actually worked out really well. I was a little nervous about using the sticker paper, but it actually worked out really, really well. And I'm really happy with how these turned out in the end. I made 2 of this card. It's just very basic. It's a gray cardstock base, and then I just stuck this big gray journaling card on it, and just embellished with some metallic pearls. This is another card that was made pretty much just with a journaling card. I had a bunch of 4x6 journaling cards, so you do have to trim them down a bit to get them to fit on a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, 8, like an A2 size card. But yeah, I just put it on a white card base and just embellished with some golden pearls, because I think the card pretty much stands for itself and didn't really need too much embellishing. I made 2 of these cards with this paper that I got in a D-stash that I thought was really, really cute, and I've been looking forward to finding a reason to use it. And then I just stuck these journaling cards on the front and just added some of those Glitter Girl Chanel stickers. I didn't have enough to do like the same pattern each, so I did 3 stars on that one and 3 dots on that one. This was again a 4x6 journaling card that I just trimmed down, and it had this little blank spot for journaling or a title or something, so I just used some gold pearls on it. We have another journaling card here that was trimmed down and then just embellished with some metallic pearls. Again, I took a 4x6 journaling card, trimmed it down, and just embellished it with some pearls, because I think the card speaks for itself. This is a shaker card that I made with a card base that I had made in January and February. Like I showed you in the video with the Forever in Time paper, I made up some card bases that ended up not being embellished, so they're just going to get moved forward to the next batch of projects. This was the same thing here. I was using the Photo Play, what's it called, Love Notes collection kit, I believe, that I had picked up at Scrapfest last year, and I used up pretty much all of that in January and February. But I had made a few card bases with this more neutral, like, striped card that's not necessarily Valentine's themed, and I hadn't done anything with it yet, so it was in my ready to go for next time pile. And I was making shaker cards, as you've seen in previous videos, and I had this Project Life wood veneer that I didn't know what to do with, so I'm like, well, why not make it a shaker card? So again, I cut the front of a pocket from a pocket page, like the ones we use for pocket letters. I just cut one of the pockets out and then cut one flap off, because using a whole pocket gets too snug and the sequins won't move around. Adhered it to the back of the wood veneer, put the whole thing up on foam tape, and then just put in some sequins, and it is a shaker card now. And then I wanted to put some sort of a sentiment on it, because the arrow doesn't really say much. So I had this Dollar Tree sticker, so I just stuck it on there. I thought it worked out pretty well. And then I've got a couple of buttons here that are from way back in the Let's Celebrate collection from my first project share video this month. I made 2 of these cards as well. I just used some random origami paper that was in my stash and stuck on this journaling card. This was another large journaling card that I wasn't too sure what what to do with. And so I ended up, after I played with some of the gold sticker paper that I had in my stash, I thought, well, why not just use that as like a background for this? And it ended up working really nicely as like just borders on the side. And I really like how this turned out. Speaking of gold cards, this is not sticker paper. This is just the journaling card. The journaling card was primarily gold glitter with the turquoise in the middle. And I made 2 of these cards as well, and I didn't even bother embellishing this one because gold everywhere! I made 2 of these cards, once again, large journaling card cut down. There was a lot of white space up top, that's primarily what I cut off, so the handles could be the focus. And then I just embellished with a couple of gold pearls, because again, I thought the design was good enough. These again are card bases that I had originally made up in January or February with the Photoplay Love Notes collection. And again, because it was just flowers, it didn't have to be Valentine's, so I never ended up using it in those projects, so they were again in my ready to go for next time pile. And then I just thought that these Stay Awesome sparkly journaling cards looked really nice with them. So I put those on there, and then I just embellished them with some of the adhesive pearls that came in the Let's Celebrate collection. These are, again, some very basic encouragement cards. They're just white cardstock bases with some green cardstock from my stash in behind, and then I put some journaling cards on there and just embellished with some coordinating gems. This one actually turned out really well. I wasn't sure how I was going to embellish it. I knew I wanted to put this journaling card on a black card base, but I was like, I don't really know how to embellish this. And then I was playing with those Chanel Glitter Girl sparkly enamel bits, and I realized that there was some pink that really matched the pink in the card. I just used the stars, and I think it actually turned out really cute. I made 2 of this card. Again, it's just a journaling card that's been cut down, and then I just embellished it with some random gems. Another journaling card here. Apparently I used up a lot of journaling cards this month. But again, it's just cut down to A2 size, and then it's just been embellished with some gems. This card didn't turn out quite the way I wanted it to. The background is actually sticker paper. It was a 6x6 sticker, like washi sheet. For whatever reason, I decided to put this card here instead of in the middle. I don't think it worked out quite the way I wanted it to, but it's not bad. And then I just embellished with some gems and some of those Glitter Girl stickers. This one, the background is that cloud paper that I used some scraps of on a previous project. And then the journaling card is actually a Tim Holtz card. I think I might have had to trim it down a little bit. I can't remember now. But it just worked out really well with the green in this cloud paper. And then I just took a couple of green enamel dots from my stash and stuck them down there. And then I've got these 2 basic encouragement cards. It started the way some of my other cards do, same formula. It's got the plain cardstock in the back. Then we've got some yellow cardstock from my stash, and then some coordinating journaling cards on top. And then I just used some enamel dots from my stash to embellish them. And then I made this birthday card using scraps from that really cute paper with sentiments all over it, and this is actually a scrap from paper from an STT sampler kit that I showed you in my last video that I just thought coordinated really well. And then I had a bunch of nicely coordinated dollar store stickers, so I stuck those on there as well. Then I have a very bare bones birthday card here, using up the last piece of that sticker paper that I mentioned earlier. And actually originally I had put these circles, which were Bo Bunny paper. There's a 3rd one underneath this, and I just had the 3 and I wasn't sure what else to do with it. And then I realized how well this sticker coordinated with the turquoise, so I ended up covering one of the circles with the sticker. And then I just used some of the Chanel stickers to sort of add some sparkle to it to match the sticker, and just add some more to it. I had enough scrap white cardstock from when I cut some cards wrong to make 2 more of the 2.5 by 3.5 note cards. Again, I stamped them with that same Dollar Tree stamp, and then I just used some scraps from the origami paper to brighten it up a little bit. And then finally I have a couple of bookmarks here, just using up the scraps. I got like 2 greenish ones and 2 turquoise ones. And so that's it for this finally project share video for March 2019. Altogether in this batch with the projects that were made with specifically Bo Bunny paper and then a bunch of other stuff from my stash, I have a total of 46 cards, 2 note cards, 5 gift card holders, and 8 bookmarks. So I'm pretty proud of that. I'm going to come back with one more video in regards to these. I'm not going to show you everything again, but just to wrap up what the total was of everything I was able to make in 1 month from 2 6x6 paper pads and then a bunch of stuff from my stash. And then I'll show you what I've got that I used up. I've been really enjoying Pop Fizz Paper's like crafty empties videos, and I actually meant to do that the last couple of times I've done a bunch of crafting and never did, but I'm going to do it this time. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Please give it a share. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and click that little bell in the corner to be notified when I next upload a video. And I will see you guys in the next one.